Boom. All right, Kenman here. We have another fun one today from Rough Ryder, modern slip joint knives. This is the Apta. What do you know about it? Let's get into it. Picked up a couple things from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Here is one of them. I'm excited to get to this Rough Ryder right here. Let's dive in. Nice pouch. There we are. There's the knife. Looks like get a couple extra screws and a little Torx bit. That's always a nice little addition right there. A lot of Rough Riders don't come with the case and the extra stuff like that. That's very cool. And here is the knife bag on the floor. Today we have the Rough Ryder Apta modern slip joint. Ooh, did you hear that sound? Oh, what? That's so clicky. I love the sound already. That's fantastic. All right, what are we looking at? Let's get into it. The Apta is clearly a slip joint. We have a VG10 stainless steel blade right there, and then a copper handle with a textured kind of a finish, little line for like a faux bolster. What a cool look on this thing. What's everyone think about that? Oh, I got to do this again. I don't know how much that's picking up on camera, but that is the clickiest sounding slip joint I've ever handled. That sounds cool. Who has one of these? There are actually several different versions. This is the cleaver style blade. That is not a sharp tip. Nice straight sharp edge on there. And then this kind of swedge relief, not sharp on there, but that could be used, I guess, if you really wanted to try to get in there, maybe pry a little bit. That might do the trick. I don't recommend prying with blades, but in this case, that's probably the best option for doing it. Wow, this is a cool little knife. Okay. So slip joint, there is no lock. So if I push with my thumb, I can start to move the blade. Blade play this direction is solid, not going anywhere. This is distinct though. Tick, tock. Wow. I don't know. I guess I don't have any slip joints that have that clicky sound to it. Very, very cool. All right, what do we got? Looks like it's got a little branding on there. Sorry, I'm trying to hold still. It's got the Rough Ryder number. I don't think that's always necessary. The 2283. If this is called the Apta, but then they also have that number. Whatever. I'm a fan of simple, no branding. Like this side here, nothing on it. Nice and clean. This side says China and the RR2283. It's small, so it doesn't stick out that much, so I don't mind it all that bad. Little nail nick right there for getting in and grabbing, but I've noticed I can pinch open the knife just as well. Wow, this thing is cool. So no pocket clip. You would get a slip or a sheath or something for carrying this, holding this, or you can just drop it in your pocket. That's fine too. Got a little lanyard hole for a little Edyards. What's this guy talking about? Wow. Okay. Very cool. No jimps at all. Sorry, I got my hands all kind of beat up. I scraped my hand on something and I cut my thumb the other day, of course. I don't get too many cuts for handling knives as often as I do, but once in a while, you know, you got to always be careful. I enjoy this texture quite a bit. It is a deep texture grooved into there. I will be doing a shipwreck on here. If you don't know what a shipwreck is, you take a smooth piece or a piece that's clean like this, and then you add chemicals, let it sit, and you can get all these cool colors, blues and greens and marks and kind of interesting facets on there. I like it. It's fun. Okay, click, black. Wow, that is awesome. Blade is centered nicely. No, it's not a D10. It's just basically a pull, but you got your half stop right there. Clear clicks, open and close. That is just awesome. There are a couple other versions, as I was saying. One of them is a Warncliffe blade. I instantly am now interested in maybe checking out a couple other versions of this knife. I dig it. That is great. Good feel in the hand. It's not a large size knife, but I have a big hand, and when I grab onto this handle, just one spot for the grip, but there is enough handle sticking out the back. I don't feel like it's too small to get a good hold on it. Index finger, get out there for doing some cuts. No jimps. You know I like some jimps. A lot of knives like this don't really put jimps on them. Doesn't mean they couldn't. Put some jimps right there. Kenman would approve. Enjoy unboxings with knives like this? If so, hit the like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more. Let's get some credentials. Okay, we are looking at 6.5 end to end, right on the money. And a 2 3/4 inch blade with a 2 5/8 inch cutting surface that is pretty much straight. If you look there, it does have just a little, it's pretty much straight and just a slight little curve right on the tip there. And then the handle is 3 3/4. Smaller size, but packs a punch for sure. All right, blade thickness 0.1, and that 0.1 carries all the way out to there. So that whole piece is a nice 0.1 section chunk of that VG10. Battery is about to die on here. How many more videos are we going to get out of it before it goes completely kaput? Comment below. 0.73 on the thickness of the blade. 0.44 for the handle, and then 7/8, 8.7 at the 8.6 at the absolute thickest point. Good size on this thing right here. All right. It's like this hollow clicky sound. I don't know how it's doing that, but I like it. 5.2, so yeah, it's a copper knife, so of course it's a little bit heavier than your average knife of this size. The copper and the brass always throws on a little more weight, but we get to do the shipwreck to it, so it makes that all the better. Do a comparison with the Kaiser Drop Bear, 3.28, significantly lighter and larger. A couple other slip joints here. This is a Rosecraft Stinking Creek Sow Belly, 3.3. And a Case Knives Muskrat 2.3 on that slimmer knife. Okay, so this big boy is 5.2. Got some weight on it. Anybody have one of these? Which version do you got? I need to look at some more of them. I think these are cool. The Warncliffe blade on it is awesome. All right, so the Kaiser Drop Bear is the best kind of clutch lock, crossbar lock style knife you can get. Flicks out, easy, thumbs out, just great action. Solid blade, tons of jimps like I was talking about. I love me a jimp. Not quite a full-size knife, the Drop Bear, but it's got it beat by a 1/4 inch on the front and the back, so that Apta is just a little bit smaller. We'll grab my Stinking Creek Sow Belly with a real stiff pull. Very similar in size though. The Rosecraft handle is just a little bit longer, but the blade is about the same. This one's got a real strong walk and talk. Doesn't have that click sound though. That's what most sound like. And here is the Kaiser Muskrat. Muskrat handle is about the same, maybe just the tiniest bit longer. The blade is a little bit longer though. The Muskrat's a cool one. It's got 2 blades, and they're both, look at that, exactly the same. Designed for cleaning and processing like animals. So if you're doing all the work and this one starts to get dull, you can just turn it around and open up the exact same blade on the other side. Pretty fun stuff. Been looking at a lot of case knives lately and more slip joints lately. They're fun. I'm a knife collector. I enjoy them all and gotta catch them all. Wow. Okay, so the Rough Ryder Apta, the modern slip joint. This thing is great. I dig it. Comment below, did I get the right, the coolest looking blade for this one, or should I also pick up one of the Warncliffs? Who's excited for the Shipwreck? I'm interested to see how the patina and the aging goes with the extra grooves, if that's going to affect it or it's just going to continue to create the patterns without being affected by the dents, or is it going to change different colors when it goes down in there? It'll be fun to watch. Anybody do a shipwreck on a textured piece of copper or brass like this? What do we think about this? That click. That's so poppy. I dig it. Wow, the Apta. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.